she came in to sell me advertising, and I sold her a change of life. I introduced her to International Latin. She ended up going to Blackpool, making the quarterfinals, which is a huge endeavor. And she ended up opening up a studio that we coached her. But she was sitting in the office listening to us tell our jokes and our stories. And so when we go to Dallas, it's like hearing ourselves 30 years ago.
Of all the people we work with, Michelle actually learned from us the best. I mean, she actually was, I think, our best student ever. And I've been telling the story all night. In November, I had told Linneo, I said, you know, what are we going to do when we grow up? And I said, well, if I could do anything, I would like to do something with Sergey and Michelle, do a project with them. When we see them in March, let's talk to them about it. And so on New Year's Day, she called us up and said,
do not call me during the Rose Bowl, okay? When USC is playing. Hello?
But she did.
And I told her to call back.
And so as soon as the game was over, she says, would you be interested? And it took us about 3 minutes to make our decision, because it was something that we wanted to do, people we wanted to work with, and it really is, when we go there, it's like looking in the rear view mirror at yourself, because they are us. And when
looking at your rear?
You were looking at her rear.
Oh yeah.
So it's like us in stereo, so the four of us together, it gets a little bit crazy. So you may hear
I'm getting it in surround sound.
So you may, if you hear of a mushroom cloud over Dallas, you'll know what happened.
Okay, part of every show that we did, there were two things that we did that we were well known for. Number one, whenever we brought in a pro couple to perform, we told a story, because we only invited people that we were friends with. And so some of the stories that we told, you would never hear anywhere else, but they were just a little side to what we do, to the, to the life that we led, and a lot of you liked it. The second part was something that we learned from Kenny Wetzel. And Kenny Wetzel, for those of you who don't know, was the greatest swing DJ. And whenever somebody was in the house, Kenny would see them, he was DJing, and would see them walk in, and he'd introduce you. Of course, it didn't matter who you were always the greatest in the world. We were the greatest this, the greatest that. But he said, you want to do something? And people would say, yeah, sure, we would get up. And that to me was more impressive, to see people social dance, not social dance, but I mean, to perform, and yet no rehearsal, no nothing, and just get up. And I remember one time, we walked in with the world Latin champion, and I introduced him to Kenny, and Kenny said, hey, Espen, would you do something? And sure he did it, got up and did it. He did it like a full routine, and everybody was like, wow, this guy's really performing. And then he saw Ron Montez, and he said, hey, Ron, do you want to do something? And Ron gets up and just throws down this hot mambo. The place goes crazy. And that's what we grew up doing. And so if we call a few people out, I hope you guys won't mind. You're not ever obligated to perform, but you're welcome to share your talents, your God-given talents with us. In the meantime, we're going to start the show in just 30 seconds. I need to do a little costume adjustment, and I'll tell you some more stories as we go, so hang on.
Down in front! You gotta be loud.
Wait, you can't get away without a hug. Don't be a stranger, damn it, out of your line.
Huh?
Where's your line?
I know. Okay, Enio's telling you to turn the lights off, so don't freak.
If you need to, you can lay back. It's just me.
Oh no, Enio's gonna do something crazy again.
That's a surprise. Thank you for turning the lights off. Lights what?
I will say,
Hey, play.
Ay, José, así no, por favor. Ay, José, así no otra vez. Ay, José, así no es. Ay, José, así no es. Ay, José, qué rico es. Ay, José. Ay, José, hazlo al revés. No se ponga tan blandito, ponte un poco más bonito. Ay, José, tenga cuidado, porque un paso mal marcado me hace perder el compás. Cuidado, José, ay, José, así no es. Ay, José, qué rico es. Ay, José, qué cosa es. Ay, José, hazlo al revés. Cuando da la media vuelta, no deje la mano suelta. Ay, José, tenga cuidado, porque un paso mal marcado me hace perder el compás. Bueno, lo primero que hay que hacer no es que yo sea maestra, tú sabes, es ponerlo aquí sin miedo. Colócalo aquí, papá. Y luego pon tus manos suavecitas aquí, que acomoda bien cerca de mí lo más que pueda, lo más que pueda. Bueno, pero agarra, José, déjate llevar. Oye, te estoy enseñando y tú no quieres aprender. Vamos a ir con la clase.
So,
Oh, all right.
oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Forget what I'm talking. So that was Jose, and it was one of the fun ones. Some of the routines that we did over the years I recycled just because they were so much fun. So we hope you enjoyed it. That was a cha-cha, and that